Well, let me see if I can get somebody in here today. Thought I would I'm over here working at the Napa store this afternoon, and I thought I would just jump in here and see if, well, hey, Greg, how are you? Yeah, see if I can get some people online here. Just thought I would just kind of chit chat with some people. Um, I hope the signal's coming in good. My signal's usually pretty good over here at the Napa store. Uh, well, that's good, and I'm glad you're doing fine. Yeah, this is unusual for me to get on here twice today. Got a good signal. Yeah, this I may start coming over here and doing it more often because I've got a real good, the high bandwidth with Spectrum. Although Spectrum's having a little bit of issue over here lately. The radio station, which is right across the road from me, they were having issues with their Spectrum, and I actually came over here to help Calvin, who owns a station. I do a little work with him, and he called me. He was at the beach, and he was having issues with his Spectrum. Is it buffering right now? Is my signal buffering? Okay, I can't tell. I mean, it looks good on this end. I was hoping it wouldn't buffer. Oh no, so my signal's good then, is it? I hope it is. I'm trying to. Okay, well, you never know about live streaming when you're going to buffer or when the other end. You never. It's packets. I used to sell the internet. I used to own an internet business, so I understand it pretty good and everything. So I do that. Well, what you up to this afternoon, Greg? I'm not getting many people on right now. They're not expecting me on, so I guess that's one reason I'm not getting many people on. I just thought I would just jump in here and chit chat for just a little bit and see if I can get a good clear signal and see what's going on. But you had grandson's ball games, yeah. Been there, done that. My grandson is into soccer. He turns 14 this a week from today. He turns 14 next Sunday. So I'm into soccer with him. If I go see him play anything, he's pretty good, and he's a pretty good soccer player. And he's at that age though, but I tell you, 13, 14-year olds, they're hard to handle sometimes. He's at that age that he knows everything, and it's hard to explain anything to him. So that's where I am with my grandson. I hope he'll get out of some of it, and I think he will. He's had his father and me both have come down on him pretty good, trying to straighten him out. He just needs straightening out a little bit. Nice. Oh, good gracious, 25-2 so far. Oh, they're in a Mississippi tournament. Okay, that's great. Now, what part of Mississippi are you in, Greg? It's been a while since I've been through Mississippi. I'm gonna probably be going through there this next year. I'm gonna do a lot of traveling. Hey, Parker, how are you this afternoon? You jumped in here too, did you? Oh, you're in Jasper, Alabama. Oh, okay, I know exactly where Jasper, Alabama. I used to run to Jasper, right up there above Birmingham. Yeah, yeah. I went through. I stopped in there and got. My brother and I were on our way back, and there was a barbecue place, and I'm spoiled on North Carolina barbecue, and I stopped in there to get their barbecue, and it was mustard base, and it just didn't suit me fine at all. So also the playoffs in Memphis. Wow. Okay. Well, that's good then. If it's in Memphis, then that's not too far from you. Then, well, of course, parts of Mississippi's not either. I know when you go from Jasper on up, you go into uh, the edge of Mississippi, then going on up to Memphis. What is it? 25. Trying to remember the road up through there. I mean, of course, a lot of it's changed since I was going up through there. I would imagine they finished out some of those roads. I know they were adding on from Jasper. Oh gosh, I can't. I think it was. I'm not certain. I'd have to look at Google Maps to figure it out. We used to run down, and and it wasn't quite over to 65. I know that, and we had to run through a little town right outside of northwest of Birmingham, a little small town, and then get over there on the road going up to Jasper. 22, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, yeah, they were, but you'd run 22 all the way up to Jasper, I believe, and then we used to do what they call a butt head in Jasper. It was a little small truck stop. I don't even know. It was a mom and pops type of truck stop, and we would stop there and then meet the guys coming out of. We meet a group coming out of uh, Memphis. Well, a single guy coming out of Memphis, and we were running a team, and then we would meet them and then take the loads back to Charlotte. That was a rough route. I had that one for about a year. Didn't really particularly like it because we would get the bad traffic going into Atlanta, going down, and then on the back side, once we'd get out of Jasper, turn around and we'd get through Birmingham, okay, and up through Talladega and there. Then we'd hit Atlanta traffic at 5 o'clock on the way out. So I'd hit the 8 o'clock traffic going in and the 5 o'clock traffic going out. I'm going back to Charlotte, and it was a pain. Yeah, old 78. Yeah. Okay, the new interstate is okay. It's been about 10. Well, that's about how long it's been since I've been up through there. That brings back memories there, 78. And but I used to. It was a lot of 2 lane out there. Yeah, yeah, it was nightmarish. It wasn't a fun thing to do. I know that for a fact that it was. Uh, I remember getting caught out there in between Birmingham and Jasper, and it was so foggy I couldn't see 2 feet in front of me. It looked like, and that was the good thing about having GPS. I had a real good GPS unit, and the GPS I mirrored it down so it was fairly close in, and it showed me every curve of the road. Yeah, yeah. The well, a lot of times trucks can't run that far left lane, but yeah, the GPS unit I remember using that because I was fighting the fog really bad, and I knew the road was curvy because I was on the 2 lane part, and I followed the GPS. I mean, if when it showed the curve going, I mean, and I used my good common sense on that. Oh, the ticket cost $168 for being in the left lane. Yeah, there's a lot of places like that. That's like in the gorge up in Tennessee. It's a gosh, it's I want to say maybe 250. It's really high. Yeah, they don't allow. They've even got it stenciled onto the road that says no trucks allowed. I mean, that's how animate they are trying to get the truckers not to get in the left lane going through the gorge on I-40. So yeah, you have to be real careful with that. But I doubt I'm going to be driving a truck. I doubt I'm going to be driving a truck up through that area anymore. I don't foresee myself bidding on a Alabama run anymore. Just wasn't profitable enough for me. I didn't like it. Um, by the time you figured, having to run a team and all the situations you got yourself into, I have really honed mine into more regional than getting too far out. The further out you get, the more situations you get for problems. I like having mine close in, so if there is an issue, I can get in the wrecker or service truck or whatever, and I can get to the unit. Oh, let me sit up. I get slouched down. Well, now I'm leaning back. I get slouched down I'm in my wife's office here, uh, but I get slouched down and I'll get too relaxed. But I just like having my trucks more regional than anything because it's just not it's not cost effective. Yeah, you get a lot of those the local P&Ds at exit 92. Yeah, I'm not like I said. It's been so long since I've been out there. I can't remember exactly where some of these things are. It just kind of it kind of comes back to me little by little, and it's been I want to say it's been a good. Trying to think how long it's been. I've been out of that Alabama run. I want to say been a good 15 years since I actually had that Alabama run, and I'm not looking forward to getting anything like that again either. So I don't mind the area. I like going that way. I like going through there, but I'd rather do it in my car than I had going in the truck. I mean, running down I-20 and then running up 65, and like I said, if it's 22 going across it, now it's 22 complete all the way up to Memphis now. They got it complete. I know that, like I said, 15 years ago, it was sections off, like I said, off 78 and everything else. There were sections of it that wasn't complete back then. Oh, okay, that's great. That's great. Well, hey, Mechanic Mike, glad to see you in here. Yeah, I just jumped in here this afternoon. Uh, I was over here at the dealership over here at my Napa store, and I thought I would just jump online and see how the signal was over here. I was coming over here to check. Um, I do a radio show each week for the local radio station, which is straight across the road from me, and the guy that owns it he and I are real good friends, and he's at the beach. Uh, he's at the beach, and he asked me to come over here to my place if I had a chance, just to see if the internet was working right. He was kind of knocked off the air yesterday during the storm. They'll let you run 85, but just stay out of that left lane. Now, is that just with trucks, Greg, or is that with cars and trucks? I know, like I said, on the you were at Napa this morning, just not my Napa. Your Napa's open on Sundays. A lot of them are not open on Sundays. Napa. Where is your Napa at that's open on Sunday, Mike? Yeah, a lot of places are hard on trucks. They linger on the left lane. That's for sure. But yeah, I'd like to know, where your Napa store is. It's open because the Napa corporate, I think, is open in Charlotte on Sunday afternoons. That's the only one I think we got in Napa. Okay, in Illinois, they're open from 10 to 2. Okay. Yeah, I think Napa corporate is like that in Charlotte for uh, they're open like that for a couple hours, but not any independents like myself. Most independents, shut it down on Saturdays, and a lot of them shut down half a day on. It depends on the size of the area. I like staying open to 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, we do pretty good up to 5 o'clock, so I can't complain. but I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay, your hometown is that Genoa or how do you, well, now you can't tell me how to pronounce it. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? uh, Genoa. Am I saying that right? Genoa or I'm trying to think. That's probably close. I hope that's close to the right pronunciation. Okay, I got it then. I know my little town, my little hometown is called. The name of it is Cherryville, Cherryville, but everybody around here calls it Cherryville. They just shorten that cherry up and just call it Cherryville. That's the way it sounds when you hear most people talk to it. And then we've got a town up just northwest of us that's called that it's spelled Rutherfordton, like it's. I think it was named after the President Hayes, Rutherford B. Hayes, and but it's called Rutherfordton, and everybody up there calls it Rofton. Well, that's great. That's great. You know, I'm real proud to be a Napa owner. I mean, we've got a good program, and to know what Napa does to help us and what we try to do. And as far as an independent, they really help the independent owner. So I'm real proud to have a Napa store. I can't complain at all, and I'm real. You know, for any franchise, if you had to own a franchise, they don't put the restrictions on you that some franchises do. I mean, some franchises, it's all about the franchise and how they can make money and not so much how you can make money. Napa is all about you being able to make money. Of course, they know if you make money, they're going to make money because you're going to be ordering and buying the parts from them. So that's the way I look at the business, and very proud to be a Napa owner. And I'm well, hey, comfortable man. Yeah, evening. Yeah, I snuck in here. I'm doing I did a sneak job. I decided to come over to the Napa store, messing around, and I said, well, I might just get online and see so who's out here this afternoon. See if they wanted to chat. If they didn't want to chat, whatever. And so I've got several of you guys that have jumped in here with me. I've got to go back to the back to the house and get working on my radio show. And I'm gonna put that in there in case somebody wants to see it again. Let me type that in. Let me get over here to my keyboard. It's a new one. It's got that antique look. Let me see. And there's my radio show. You can go on that and get a live stream, and it's on Tuesdays. Let me put that 10 a.m. till noon. So you can let you see that in case somebody wants to hear the oldest. In case you want to hear my old DJ voice. That's Oh, you're getting ready to go out for dinner. Yeah, well, that's good. Good. Take the wife out, like a wife, girlfriend. Don't know the situation. So what? Go out to eat dinner. I'm gonna go home and eat leftovers. I guess we had a real good lunch and we had a lot left over, so I'll probably do that in a little bit. Girlfriend, okay. Yeah, they have their own website. Actually, they're knocked off the air right now. That's the reason I'm over here because uh, their internet service is down, and I was over there checking it. Half your age and a hot mama. Well, if I had somebody half my age, they'd still be a pretty good. They'd be in their mid 30s when you get my age. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I'm not. I'm not going to be like the guy that when he got up in his 40s, he traded it. He said he was going to trade in his 40-year-old wife for two 20-year-old girls, and he found out right quick he wasn't wired for 220. So she's 31. Oh, so you're 62, and ooh, good gracious! If you're if she's half your age, oh lordy, that's younger than my daughter. My daughter's in her 40s. That's right. I'm not gonna. So you're 60. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna chance it. First off, I got too much to lose financially. And at my age, I want to keep my financial status in good shape. And secondly, I I, I was kidding my wife. Uh, oh, she looks like Paula Abdul. Okay, well that's cool. Yeah, I I told my wife. I said, no, I don't think I want to get out there and disappoint another woman at my age. I'm not. Uh, I'm not. I'm not the sex god that I used to be when I was 30. I guess you might say. I mean, it's not one of my primary functions to be a, a big old stud or something like that. The older I get, the more I'm concerned about food than I am sex or something. Yeah, I mean that would be my thing. I'd be going, yeah, where we're going to go get something to eat because I'm not. I've slowed down in the other departments a good bit. I still try to stay active, and I'm trying to lose some weight so I can be a little more active. And I'm a non-smoker, non-drinker, so I've tried to keep myself fairly healthy. I have a birthday coming up in at the end of the month, and I guess I think you guys know how I've told on here how old I am and my age, and of course everybody tells me, "Oh no, you don't look that old," but and I don't feel old. I don't feel old, but I'll be 68 at the end of the month and still kicking. So yeah, yeah, I know it. Yeah, I guess so. A lot of them aren't doing their homework, and yeah, I don't want to. I'm sort of like I was in school. I don't really want to have much homework right now. I like kind of kicking back and taking it easy. But I've got a nice wife. I got a beautiful wife. My wife and I still. Uh, I, luckily, she and I are very compatible. And to me, she's still very sexy, and I'm real proud to have the wife that I do. Some people, really fall out of love with their mate, and that's a sad situation. Yeah, time does fly. Time does fly. I've just, uh, it's hard for me to believe that I'll be 68. Uh, and when I think back, I lost my dad. My dad was only 65 when he passed away, and I've lived 3 years longer than him. And that when you look at the time on this earth and everything else, how valuable it is, it makes you really you know very appreciative of what you got and what you're doing. And one thing I do, uh, yeah, I don't think I could keep up with a woman half my age either. I really don't want to try. I'm very comfortable with I'm very comfortable with the wife that I have and the life that I have. So no, I don't want to. Uh, yeah, well, I guess it's to each his own on that, and it's it could be, I would imagine it's exciting. Uh, my wife is very good to me. Like I said, and when I look at my wife, she still looks like a 16-year-old to me. In my mind, I still see the 16-year-old that I fell in love with. So I as long as I can do those kind of things and I can get out and do what I want to do. And she and I are very compatible. Friday night, we went out to see the Righteous Brothers. We went to a Righteous Brothers concert. Well, at least half of the Righteous Brothers. We lost Bobby Hatfield a couple of years ago, but I saw Bill Medley, and he's got Bucky Hurd, I believe is the boy's name, that's singing the tenor part. Does a real good job, and Bill Medley's daughter is singing in the group with him. He had three background singers, three girl background singers, and she was one of them. And if you know the song that he did for Dirty Dancing, that he had Jennifer Warren's was the other singer that sang that "Time of My Life," I think, song, and he got out and sang that with her, and they did a real good job. She's a real good singer. I guess she got her voice from her dad in a way because he's a good singer. He's like a lot of them though. He's getting those higher notes are tougher for him to hit. He does real good on those real bellowing bass notes, but he didn't do his. You can tell that his time is taking its toll on him on getting those higher notes. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to. I think you learn to you know be very appreciative of your wife and your family and everything, which I am. I'm very appreciative of my wife and family, and wouldn't want to change a thing. Oh, you've been divorced for 15 years. So now you're just out having a good time. Okay. Well, that's great. I mean, I'm glad you can. Uh, I guess I've turned to if I had been somebody that had gotten divorced maybe 15 or 20 years ago, maybe I might have a different perspective. I know one of the boys at the radio station that does some DJ work. He and I kind of do a partial show together on Tuesday mornings. Uh, he's like that. He's oh shoot, runs I think 62, I think like that, and he's been divorced. He's been married three times and divorced for the last 10 years or so, and he's always showing me pictures of different girlfriends he's got, but just not my thing. All right. Well, you check me out on Tuesday. Well, guys, I'm gonna run too because I'm probably chit chatting too much, and I got to get home, eat supper. Glad I popped in here to see everybody, and y'all have a good time. Okay. I'm the same way. Have a good one, guys.